But there are two issues. Issue number one is the shifter, but they are easy to adjust if you guys know how. Maybe I can talk about this for a second. It's not difficult to adjust this baby. I feel that it needs to go further down. Probably the previous guy scraped it and was worried or something, and you know, like, I don't know, this is scraped, but the way it is scraped, it looks like it was scraped when it was dropped. This is fucked. There's some putty on it or something. It seems to me that that was broken off. The guy I bought it from, I asked him about the rear brake, and he said to me, you can bring it in and we can try to bleed it, and we can try to basically check if there's air in it. To me, like he mentioned it was bent, and I know it was bent, but the main thing is probably it's supposed to be this much longer. And because it is supposed to be longer, I don't have the leverage I would usually have. I need to cut this off and check. So that looks like an easy fix. Not easy fix from me, but whoever fixed that did an easy fix. It broke off. They just, you know, did something with it. And I want to say that this was the last bike that I bought that I didn't test ride. Let's take off the rear set. That felt way too easy to take off. Oh, did they just fill the Allen key with putty? So let's get that peg off. Actually, the peg stays. I just want the brake lever. And let's see if we can find a way to make it a bit longer. I've checked. Here, now you can see it. That last bit is bent. And then there's usually a pedal like this, but it's bent to the side and then broken off. So I have two options, actually three options I want to say. The first option is I can fix this, makeshift fix this somehow, call it a day, like do a better job than they've done here. That would be one version, that would be one option. The second option is buying, well, of course I can buy the OEM parts, but you know, money is kind of an issue, and this being the second bike, I'm not too eager to spend a crap ton of money on it. And I just had a 13 key and I can't find it anymore. But I might try something else first. I might try to do this my way first before I spend money on it. So buying the OEM parts is a way. Seriously, this is a ghetto bike. I mean, look at this. If this piece is so strong after half the material gone, I wonder if I can just put a few more bolts, put a longer piece of steel, build the pedal myself, and call it a day. Let's try that. Another option I want to hear your opinion about is if I buy China parts, because for $100 I can get a whole rear set on both sides, shifter and this one, which would mean new pegs, new shiny this, and new pedals, and practically it's China, so it might not be very sturdy. I might fall on my ass with it, but I don't know. I mean, some friends have said to me that, you know, I wouldn't buy cheap China shit for brakes and stuff, but a lever I understand, but the pedal is like, I'm not changing any of this stuff, right? It's just being swapped over. So yeah, why not? I might do it. Let's have a look. Let's get this going first. Let me show you real quick. That's my foot. The pedal is here, and I think the pedal could be here, like this. So I can add at least 4 centimeters. And since it's my bike, I might custom make it and actually add a whole lot of like this. Let's see, maybe you know that I have a welder. Let's see, but I don't think I can weld it because it is aluminum. So aluminum, the stick welder Gonna be a huge mess. I wonder how the image stabilization can cope. This is my fucking stick welder. You probably know your way around this soon. Wow. I always have to put the bicycles there so I can't walk past. I fucking hate it. Let's see what kind of steel we have left. That looks good. And that looks good too. We put this over the pedal and weld this on here. That would be something. So this fits in here. And if I put this over here and leave it like that, put that on top of here like that, drill through, put this on the inside, drill through, make a little gap here so I can tighten the bolt. I think we have a winner. Might flatten that. So my grandfather used to say, measure twice, cut once, and I didn't even measure just now. Yeah, that looks good though. Let's do a cut right about here. It's coming on very nicely. Actually, this video is turning into a nice thing. Actually, I didn't expect it to be like this. It's turning into a build video or something. This is kind of funny. So let us have a look. This looks okay. There's our point to drill. Let me check what kind of bolts I have. Something that fits through the long one here. Yeah, that's M6. And that doesn't. And that works with the steel. This one fits. So M6. And I've got my. You know, the worst thing about drilling is most steel drills stop at 5, like all those extra cases here. And you have to buy the big ones separately, at least here in Japan. And also this kind of quick release things, they do not go, you know, can't put a 6 millimeter iron drill in there. This is kind of annoying. That's only 5 and now we're making it 6. Almost. Talk about ghetto build. I guess I've just found, look at now it's 6. Look, I think I've just found my my title for this video. Ghetto build with Riding Japan. Let us put a nut on it. I think I've got, ooh, this would be fancy. Does that fit? It does fit actually. A little long. Yeah. But let's do that. It looks good. We're gonna put a washer on it. And then we are going to put this thing on it. And once it's all good and tight, I'm just gonna spot weld the fucker down and probably spot weld that too. And then it's just like, you know, the whole never coming off type thing. And you know, we can always do that. It doesn't have to be pretty. And just to let you know, this is the crap I have to work with all the time, because it's not my land and it's not my stuff, and I always have to ask permission 3 times and apologize twice after if I do anything, because everything is always wrong. That is rock solid. Step 2. I'm gonna make the pedal a little bigger. I wanted to see how much play we have. So this actually doesn't look so bad to me. That's a bit higher. I adjusted that. I wanted this higher anyway because of my elephant feet. I put the pedal here and then it should work. So this is a stick welder. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with this, but basically 2 electrodes, and if you put them together you get fireworks. I didn't show you the welding process because I don't want to fuck up my GoPro, because if the GoPro is broken there won't be any more videos. Let's remove the slag. Doesn't look so bad. There's one hole here and that could have been a bit cleaner. Yeah, she's cooling down. I ran out of stick, but I don't really care. That doesn't look so bad for some idiot who's never had training in his life. That can get off. That still has power. I think you see where I'm going with this. We can weld this side up here. We can weld this side. Welding in there is a bitch, but I'm pushing down. So this is actually the hard side. I don't think I'm going to care about the rest. So yeah, I think for non-structural stuff, you should actually give it a go. I mean, you're watching YouTube videos. Watch some YouTube videos on how to weld, because that's what I did. And then you just go for it. And that didn't turn out so great. Let me finish this thing up. I don't want to break the GoPro. I'm going to show you the after, and then you guys can have a look at the next part. So this thing is still hot. You can see there's a slag hole there, that line, that's actually pretty bad. But I think the connection down here is good enough. And this looks horrid, but in the middle I have a nice connection. This is a little bit, and this is pretty much fucked. But I think there's no way this is coming off. I mean, I don't fucking care. It's good enough, it's healthy enough, it's well enough. Let's cool it down and play with it some more. My mother-in-law is gonna kill me if she sees that. I just put one bead on the bolt, so it won't come off, but that didn't turn out very clean either. Enough welding for a day. Who needs zip lock? No, who needs thread lock if you have a welder? I'm not sure how well this turns out. Haha, pun intended. Let's cool this thing down again. So now that it's cold, I noticed the rattling, and I think this is going to piss me off on the bike. So let us give it a whack. I have a vise. Maybe if I squish it in there, that might be better than hammering. Sorry, it's so dark in here. Maybe you can't see. Maybe you can't see shit. I should have put like some rubber in there or something. That would probably have been better. Still rattling. So, that doesn't look so bad. I mean, it's kind of ugly, but that's the whole idea of doing a cheap ghetto build. And no more rattling. I bent this around here and here with a vise. And I don't think this is gonna move. Let's put it back on the bike and have a peek. I was thinking about like that. Let's see how that turns out. I haven't bolted it on all the way, but let's do a quick test. It's still shit. But I think lever wise, that's all I can do. I need to probably paint it a little, oil the chain, and for now this is probably good enough. I might round this off a little. I welded on top of the pedal, maybe you can see it like this, to get little grooves. I thought this was better than, you know, flat piece of metal. They look really shit, but they're not easy to weld, at least for me. I'm not very good at this. And this is the end product. It didn't look so bad, I guess. Paint's not 100% dry. See, I can wipe it off. But fuck it, I don't care. I'm gonna scrape through that with boots anyway. So let us adjust the shifter real quick. Just to show you, this is my foot. The way it's supposed to be is that the side of your foot should hit the shifter if you're feeling comfortable. So that means you can go up and down probably at the same time. Now I feel comfortable here because my knees are longer, and I think up is like the last centimeter is a stretch, and if I want to shift down I almost have to lift my foot. So I think the shifter should be around here. So if I shorten this probably half a centimeter both ways, this should be about it. So for those of you who don't know, and I'm not pretending to know a lot of things about motorcycles, but the thread is inverted. The thread is inverted, by which I mean that you can basically turn it in one direction and it will get shorter, and turn it in the other direction and it will get longer. This is the one. The other side works, but this side doesn't. On this bike everything's grimy and rotten, and I wonder if this video is even usable. So yeah, I can't. Let's do this differently, because the way I just took it off, let us leave this side and screw the front all the way in, and let's call that adjusted. It's all the way in anyway. Well, I'm not Jake the Garden Snake. If you want to watch some proper build videos, I recommend you give that guy a shot, because I really like what he's doing. I've watched him for a while, then I stopped because moto vlogs from big guys got kind of boring. But he's doing some building stuff recently that I really enjoy watching. Okay, so one trick I learned: if you're doing your own chain walk on your bike, you might want to try this. You can lean the bike, right? You can lean the bike on the side stand. Let me show you, like this. And as you lean it, you put a piece of wood right here. Let's do it from this side. Just so the rear wheel is free. I mean, I'm not starting the engine, and I'm not, you know, revving it or anything like that, but to clean the chain, this is just super perfect. I mean, it's so simple. Someone showed it to me and I was like, wow, this is awesome, but I never really used it because, you know, the KTM doesn't really matter. I can just lean it and I turn on the engine, like it runs on the side stand, you know, but the BMW, I don't need it, but for something heavy like this, it's just perfect. This is actually pretty stable. So now you can scrub the shit out of the chain. I'm not going to film that because I don't want the camera dirty. So let's do a little brake test. I'm on the BMW now, I'm not on the Daytona. Let me do around 30 and I hit the brakes. That was the, like on the last dip, the ABS usually engages. Cluck, like one tip. But I think, I mean, I'm not overdoing it, but straight line, little rain. Let's prepare. Now we are 45, 35. The brakes on the BMW are better than on the Daytona, and that is surprising to me. When I was on the 955i, the previous Daytona, the older version, I don't want to say I locked the rear up a lot, but with an ABS bike you can basically do what you want. So going towards a traffic light or something, or rolling slowly, I would brake sometimes just with the rear, because I'm lazy. I can use my hand like something like this, so I use the rear to brake. Let me go back home and I will switch bikes, and we have a look at the Daytona, how she's behaving, like back to back. I'm interested to see how it feels. Like if I brake really hard, I don't know, it was yesterday that I built the pedal, so I am thinking that it feels somewhat dodgy, it feels somewhat different. So let us have a quick look and let us do a little test. She feels better, and I don't know if I'm scraping off some grime or if I'm getting used to it, but she feels better than before. I get the squeaky noise now, but I think that's from the front. I'm using both brakes now, but I just did some tests on the BMW, as you've seen. Still doesn't really lock up. There you go. And I think it's the tire. Like the 955i would like wheek, and then would brake out to the side right away if it locked up. But this one is a lot more, the brakes are not better, but the BMW brakes don't just feel better, they also brake better. But I blame the ABS. But I need to get used to this. Wow. So, riding Japan out. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you on another one.